Today on Strawberry Ink, we're heading to Long Valley, New Jersey to unravel a case that stunned the world of elite dressage and turned an Olympian into a defendant in a courtroom drama that played out for years. This is the case of Michael Barisone. On August 7th, 2019, Michael Barisone, a former Olympic equestrian athlete, was arrested at his own horse training facility after a shooting. There, he was working as a coach. The victim was one of his students, Lauren Kanarek, who had been living on the property. When officers from the Washington Township Police arrived, they found Kanarek shot multiple times and Barisone restrained on the ground by her fiancé, Robert Goodwin. Barisone was immediately taken into custody and booked into the Morrison County Correctional Facility after processing at Washington Township's police station. Kanarek was rushed to the Hackettstown Medical Center and admitted into the ICU. Miraculously, she survived, and after weeks of treatment, she was released. Meanwhile, as the legal battle began, Michael Barizone hired attorneys Ed Billincast and Chris Dininger. At his first court appearance, Judge Stephen Taylor ordered that he remain in custody without bond. The Morris County Prosecutor's Office, led by Prosecutor Christopher Shellhorn, presented the case to a grand jury at the Morris County Courthouse. The indictment came quickly. Michael Barizone was indicted on 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 2 second-degree weapons offenses. Once the prosecutor unsealed the indictment, it was time for Michael Barizone to be arraigned. At his arraignment before Judge Taylor, he entered a plea of not guilty to all charges. As the trial approached, a second prosecutor, Alexander Bennett, joined the case. The courtroom drama began in late March 2022. Barizone stuck to his claim of innocence, and the story only grew more complex. He initially pursued a self-defense strategy, but Judge Taylor had mercy on him and told him that this would not work out. Instead, he recommended that Barizone plead insanity, which was a risky legal move. The defense was not as prepared for that, and these were last-minute arrangements in the middle of a trial. But Judge Taylor made one thing clear: he would not let him go without a jury deciding a verdict. Therefore, motion of acquittal denied. It would be up to the jury to decide his fate. And so, a 12-person jury, backed by 4 alternates, was asked to decide: is Michael Barizone guilty or insane? Then came April 2022. After deliberations, the jury returned a verdict. Michael Barizone was fully found not guilty by reason of insanity. The courtroom was stunned. Over the following 2 months, Barizone remained in custody and underwent mental health evaluations. Judge Taylor oversaw a final disposition hearing. As a result, the judge sent Michael Barizone to his assigned psychiatric unit, the Greystone Psychiatric Hospital in Barisone, New Jersey. Then on November 17th, 2023, just days before Thanksgiving, Michael Barizone was released. A shooting and Olympian, a legal maze of psychology, violence, and mental health, and now freedom. This is the case of Michael Barizone, and it's one that won't be forgotten anytime soon. Thank you for listening to Strawberry Ink. Don't forget to follow, share, and leave a review. We'll be back next week with another story that cuts deep. And I also want to say, don't wait until next week for that special episode. Listen to the next few episodes meanwhile, as I try to release daily. With that being said, have a good rest of your day.